Hello, everyone. You are listening to your Palm Beach Guide with the Palm Beach Chamber of Commerce. My name is Kiana Rivera, and I'm the Vice President of Membership here at the Chamber. And we are joined today by CEO Dale Hedrick of Hedrick Brothers Construction. So thank you so much for being here with us today, Dale.
Glad to be here.
Just a quick intro of Dale, a fourth-generation general contractor. Dale R. Hedrick is the CEO of Hedrick Brothers Construction, a privately owned firm he founded in 1979. Headquartered in West Palm Beach with offices in Melbourne and Winter Park, the full-service, quality-driven firm provides pre-construction, construction management, design, build, general contracting, virtual design, and construction services. Hedrick Brothers is committed to providing construction solutions for the most challenging and complex projects and has a distinct and proven reputation for its trademark level of attention to detail, impeccable craftsmanship, professional project management, streamlined processes, and an uncompromising service, all while conducting business with the highest level of integrity. So Dale, thank you for joining us today.
Sure, Kiana.
And I just want to jump right in. You've been in business in West Palm and Palm Beach for a long time. What would you attribute to your success?
Oh, a lot of things. One is always having a high standard, but surrounding yourself with good people, asking God to help you, give you wisdom. But it's really being able to find the very best people in the market that align with your values, that align with your culture, and really paying attention to the culture of your company.
I know you really focus on the culture of your company, and that's why you've been able to keep so many of your team members. I think that's a really strong testament to who you are as a leader. So how do you focus on culture and making sure that you have a great environment for people to work in?
It starts with humility. Without humility, you think of yourself more highly than you should, and that gets in the way of a team. You need to give all the credit, and you take all the blame when something goes wrong, and you give all the credit when something goes right. Don't ever talk about yourself, talk about everybody else. And focus on how you can help them be successful, find out what their desires and goals are, meet those, and then they help you.
So walk me through just the beginning of Hedrick Brothers and the family sort of lifestyle that you guys have. I mean, how did it even get started?
Good question.
Yeah.
Well, my great-grandfather was a contractor. My grandfather was a contractor. My father was a contractor. I got out of high school, Forest Hill High School. And
local.
Yeah. And my dad says, "What are you going to do?" And he said, the University of Florida has a construction program. And I said, "All right." So I went to Palm Beach Junior College. Really wasn't ready for a 4-year university at the time, and graduated from there. I went up to the University of Florida, got my degree, and also at the time after you get your degree, you could take your license. I got my license in 1978, my general contractor's license, and I'm number 13,138. And
oh my goodness!
Now, if you look at it, it's like millions. But so we started off small, working with my hands, but transitioning from being good at what you do to helping other people succeed is a hard transition. A lot of people aren't able to switch over to, but fortunately, we found I surrounded myself with great people like Gene Parker, who he and I have been working together for 42 years.
Wow.
And other people. Most of the people that came on early on, we kind of outgrew, except for Gene and a few others. But as you grow, your different requirements grow, and not everybody can keep up, and so you have to be aware of that. But now we have over 200 team members, and it's just amazing what we're able to, the product we're able to put out.
Can you share just some of your highlighted projects that you're just really proud of? When you see that work, you're like, that's a big one. That one was not only hard, but really rewarding in the end.
That's a very good question because there's so many from the historic courthouse, 1916 restoration. That was absolutely a gem, very complex, difficult from the political side all the way through. And the final product was outstanding, better than what it was originally built at. And there's a little long stories on there. The Flagler Museum, the Railcar Pavilion, is one of a kind.
Well, and share some of the struggles that you felt with that, just because it's historic. You have to kind of keep that historic preservation almost.
Well, you had Henry Flagler's rail car that Henry actually rode in, and it had been sitting outside, and John Blades, the director, who is just a incredible advocate for the Flagler legacy.
Wow.
He did not compromise at all when we tried to tell him, hey, you could do this and that. And he said, nope, we're not doing it. We're doing it museum grade level quality on the air conditioning and everything else. And Jeff Smith, the architect, was outstanding, great design. But we had to build the building around the rail car. So we literally, we talked to every rigging crew, a crane operator in the area, in the state. Only one, Dale Brothers, was willing to do it. They had to build a special carrier for the rail car. And then John found the wheels, but they call them trucks, but they're actually wheels. That's what I call them, but the technical term is the truck for the rail car, and found there was the ones that were there were 2-axle, and the originals were 3-axle. I think that's the way it is. And so we had to find those, put those down, and then we had to lift up this rail car who had been sitting there on the side in the weather for many years.
Oh my goodness.
And it was creaking, and everybody was there watching it, and we lifted it up. We had the concrete tie beams poured, and then
while it was lifted.
And we lifted it up and put it inside the building. Then we had to cover it with plywood and protect it and keep it air conditioned. So we had a full-time air conditioning, climate control going on. We painted it Tiffany
blue,
turquoise blue, whatever. Nobody really knows what color the Tiffany color is, and put a bow around it. And then we literally built the entire structure and finishes. And then the last thing we did was take it out of the box. And that's how it's been ever since.
Wow.
So that was remarkable. We had a few hurricanes go through while we were building it. So that was a challenge. We did the town hall while they stayed open and operating in 3 different phases. Built the par 3 clubhouse, which the town obviously knows they didn't build it big enough because that Renato's restaurant is just
packed to the gills.
Packed, and kitchen's not big enough, and they really undersized it, and we're ready to expand it anytime they want to, even though it'd be very difficult.
Anytime you let them know.
Yeah. And then we built the community center. We're real proud of that, the Mandel Community Center. And then the houses that we've done are just incredible. It's over 2 million square feet.
Wow.
On the island for a long time. And then we've done other things around the area that we're very proud of.
Wow. You have quite a history of projects. That's incredible. And I didn't know about Henry Flagler, so that's great. I had no idea. So you are listening to Your Palm Beach Guide with the Palm Beach Chamber of Commerce. We are with CEO Dale Hedrick of Hedrick Brothers Construction. And Dale, kind of share with me the work that you've done in Melbourne. Like, not only are you just West Palm Beach County, but you expand outside of that to other parts of Florida. Do you do anything out of the state?
Well, we built one very significant project in Georgia.
Okay.
For a client, a significant plantation for one individual, and it is world-class, outstanding. I've been told it's the nicest one around Thomasville, Georgia, which you'd have to really understand the whole plantation culture to understand what I'm saying, but it is a very, very beautiful, inviting building, structure, compound on quite a few acres up there.
Up in Georgia.
Yeah, and in Melbourne, we're doing the police station for the city of Melbourne, and we've done a few other things there. But we're finding that my son has come on, Burke Hedrick, my oldest son, who had been working for multifamily developers and for the development projects that he'd been doing. He's built about 8,000 multifamily units around the state of Florida. And so now he is up in Winter Park, and there is dozens of opportunities that he is looking at and we are involved in up in that area. So there's quite a bit of stuff we're looking at and things that we're doing, and we're very excited about that.
Oh, that's incredible. I know Hedrick Brothers has a really big focus on their nonprofit work and their commitment to charitable organizations. What are a few that are close to your heart?
Well, we're getting ready to start up on the YMCA.
Oh, no way.
Yeah. So,
is this breaking news? Tell me we broke it on this podcast.
Well, they had the groundbreaking in the fall, and we hope to start construction in about 3 or 4 months.
Wow.
It's on Kirk Road and Southern Boulevard. Mm-hmm. But we've done we're working with Kaiser University on a new aquatic center. We're on our fourth project for King's Academy.
Wow.
We're redoing Cardinal Newman, doing a wing of Cardinal Newman, maybe some additional work after that. We have done quite a few others in the area.
How does this business happen for you? Is it referral? I mean, you've been in business for a really long time. So at this point, people just call you up and they're like, hey, I need you on this project.
Yeah, our Palm Beach work, that's the way it works, is just referrals. But then the other work, our public work is pretty competitive. And we like a mixture of that. We looked at, there's only so much you can do in Palm Beach. Then, the market's saturated with, what you can do. We still do quite a bit. The Palm House Hotel that will be opening this fall is going to be incredible. What we did at the Carriage House, which anybody that's been in there, it's one of a kind.
Magnificent. Absolutely
one of a kind. And some of the other things that we've done, the Beach Club and Bath and Tennis Club, that we did there is pretty remarkable. But then there's other things. We just finished Old Palm, doing some work there in Ballin Isles and doing more work there. And we do quite a bit of country club work.
Right.
So in order to expand, we really had to look outside and starting off with the courthouse, which was actually our first public
project.
job.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. In 2000. And we have since done quite a few public projects. And we want to continue. We like that it is steady, guaranteed, and the payment's not an issue.
Right.
We really don't have problems. And then we were working on some aerospace work and some other very large, complex, top secret work.
Okay. Dang it. Top secret. Can't talk about it.
Well, the thing is, I can't, there's a lot of things. I have so many NDAs out that there's a lot of stuff I can't talk about.
Oh, man. Okay.
Especially with our private clients, that everybody knows who they are. They're the top of the top of the top. Right. So, and they don't like to be talked about.
Yeah. So this is on a need to know basis, everybody. If you need to know, you'll know, but we don't need to know right now.
Right.
So real quick, I want to touch on just, you built this legacy with you and your family and just an army of team members behind you. It seems like your reputation is so upstanding in this community, and the support you show your team, the support you show your young professionals, and the longevity of how your team members have stayed with you for so long, I think is really incredible. So many people have a hard time keeping people in the door, and you've managed to do that. And you've managed to see potential in a young person or see potential in someone who's like straight out of college and they're trying to figure out what to do next. And you're like, I can help you accomplish what you want to accomplish. And so I think that's a true testament of your character and your gift that you have in this role and in this space that you're in. So I just wanted to commend you on that, first of all. And then,
Thank you.
yeah, and there's a question looped in there somewhere after I go off on this tangent, that when it comes to your continued success and your continued growth, what does Dale Hedrick do to slow down? What do you do to take a break, to recharge for those moments? Because you're going a million miles an hour all the time.
Well, I love what I do. I don't really consider work, because I do it. I'm always there. I have all three of my boys were Eagle Scouts.
No way.
That was a
Were you
challenge.
their like teacher?
No, but I was there the whole time at all the camping trips and volunteering and encouraging them. So I was there at night. You got to be there every night. We need good dads, good moms to help kids be.
Right.
So every boy is asking the question, "Am I good enough and can I do it?" And every young girl is asking the question is, am I lovely?
Right.
And we have to help them know that they're appreciated and valued and they're important. So I really want to emphasize the importance of parents being parents, not friends. And sometimes we have to say no a lot more than yes. So I want to, certainly challenge, we need better parents for our society to be functioning well. I think that we're also called as business leaders to be watchmen or watchwomen, where, when we see something that's not right, we need to say something. And if we don't say something, it's on us.
Right.
If we do say something, it's on them. But we need our community leaders to speak up, speak out, and talk about not special interest, but what's best for the community and what's best for everybody. And so I try to do that, been involved in a lot of different things that I'm passionate about. And the next thing for me is, we're involved in a number of things. We have our development company that's doing quite a bit of that. We're waiting for the financial markets to turn around. We started our development company in the worst time in the last 40 years to start a development company, but we have a lot to look forward to and a lot of things that we're working towards getting started. We also have an environmental company. And we are working on two of the biggest environmental problems in the state of Florida.
Can we share?
Sure.
Yes,
sure.
tell me. I've been waiting for this.
Well, an RFP literally just came out a week or so ago for Lake Okeechobee.
Great.
And we have a solution that came up from one of our team members at Hedrick Brothers. We've been working on this for 5 years.
Wow.
The governor's behind it. He's in the South Florida Water Management's heard about it, and a lot of people think it makes a lot of sense. So we're going to prove it out with a test pilot, and we're answering a request from DEP right now. Very excited about the opportunities. It won't be awarded for a number of months. We'll see if we get it. We don't know. Other people are going to compete, but it's our understanding that unless we deal with the legacy nutrients that are at the bottom of the lake, there's a thixotropic layer of mud that has high nutrients that gets resuspended every time there is a wind event in Lake Okeechobee, causing blue-green algae, red tide, and all the other problems, killing the seagrass in the estuaries on both coasts and in all throughout the state. It's causing horrible economic problems and environmental problems. Just drive through the Lake Okeechobee and you'll know what I'm talking about.
Right.
So we have a solution, and the public's got to get behind it. I like when we presented it to one of the senators. He said, "Who would not be behind this?" Because the
great.
farmers are going to love it. It's an end lake solution. The environmentalists love it because it's helping the habitat and creating new habitat. It's just a win-win-win for everybody because our goal is to make Lake Okeechobee the bass fishing capital of the world again. And then we're working on other shoreline hardening, reef growth, and oyster growth solutions with reef arches. And so you can see what
I've
we're
seen
doing.
that project. That's so cool.
Yeah. We did our first deployment up at the Marine Resource Council in Melbourne, and we're very excited about that and all the opportunities that are coming our way. Wow. So it's a big change, but we have a whole separate team. It's completely separate. We're not taking it away from anything else we're doing, but this is certainly a long-term legacy project that'll be going on for many, many years.
Wow. That's incredible. How exciting.
Yeah.
Lots of things to do. So as we close, just what do you do for fun?
Well, love to snow ski. Like
snow
to
ski.
Hunt. Yeah, hunt. Go to the Bahamas, dive, fish. Like to read. I like just to hang out and do nothing too. But we love our where we live along Flagler Drive, and go to church and read the Bible every day as much as we can, and enjoy God's fellowship.
That's wonderful. Well, good to hear. Well, Dale, thank you so much. Again, you're listening to your Palm Beach Guide with the Palm Beach Chamber of Commerce, and we are with CEO of Hedrick Brothers Construction, Dale Hedrick. And thank you so much for being here today.
Well, thank you. Enjoyed it.
Guys.